Hey, what's up? It's Omar Eltakrori with Think Media, and I want to share with you 10 super cool YouTube accessories that'll level up any studio that you are building out, all under $50, like this $20 wireless mic that hooks right into your smartphone. And so you literally plug it right into, I got it plugged into my iPhone, but they have Android versions. But if you wanted to have a wireless mic solution for 20 bucks, this will do it. And what's so cool is that there's another one that comes with two.
You gotta just press record.
Now, if you wanted to double up that investment and go $40, Ulanzi has this super cool dual wireless mic solution. So if you plan on doing like interviews and things like that, then this is pretty sweet. It comes with like an Apple AirPods case, which is super nice, and you could plug in USB-C right at the bottom to charge all devices. But you don't also need to use two, so you can just plug in the receiver into your phone and then clip on the other one to your shirt and you're good to go. But just to know that you have the option is super nice. $40 from Ulanzi. Everything we're talking about in this video, we'll be sure to post it down in the description below. The next thing I wanna let you know are these quick releases that'll change your life. So if you are the type of person that has multiple mounts, so like I have a vlog stand right here, and then you have a tripod stand right here, and you have a camera or a smartphone, these quick release mounts just allow you to slide on a camera and stay in place, and it's super nice and secure. But if you just wanted to pop it off, you can literally pop it off, get another set, and just slide it right on like so, and you're good to go. But this is super secure and you could trust it, and I just think it's a nice way to make your life easy so you're not always like screwing on and off tripod plates and things like that. This comes in at around $30 or so, but you wanna get a couple of them. But just a good investment if you even just like tearing down your equipment and things like that. That is the Ulanzi quick release plate. And I know I said Ulanzi a lot in this video. This video is not sponsored by them. They just have a lot of cool products. The next accessory I believe is a must-have, and that is a continuous power adapter for whatever camera you own. So in this case, this is for a Sony ZV-E10. It goes right into the camera itself. You can close the door on usually whatever camera, and now you don't have to worry about batteries, and that's just such a convenient way to go about recording YouTube videos, because that's just one less thing I have to worry about. But these come in at like literally around $20 to $30 and will really save your life. Make sure you get a continuous power adapter for your camera ASAP. Now, if you don't currently own a camera, you probably use a smartphone to record your YouTube videos or to record videos in general. And that's okay, because smartphones record incredible videos, especially when you use the rear-facing camera. And I've mentioned this a few times on our channel, but this is the Nicey Rig mirror monitor that when you start using your smartphone to create videos, you obviously can't see yourself if you're using the best lens in the back of your phone. And so investing into a phone clamp and this mirror allows you to actually see and frame your shot as you're using it to create YouTube videos. It's super nice and neat. You just set it up, and now when you're shooting videos, you can make sure that you're framed up well. You don't have anything on your face or in your nose. Come on, somebody. But this is a cool accessory if you're a smartphone creator. Continuing on the smartphone gear side of things, a tripod for your smartphone doesn't have to break the bank. This is under $20 and it goes up to like 62 inches, which is insane. But this comes with a Bluetooth wireless remote, which is nice, and the smartphone clamp that you need. And so if you get a tripod like this, you can also put the mirror monitor on top. And like I said, it extends super nice and has great locking mechanisms. But I also found a super cool like space lightsaber version of a smartphone tripod. Omar, where are you getting all this tech from, bro? You already know, bro. They just tucked away. But this is super cool because you could pack it really nice if you like to travel and do like travel vlogs and stuff like that. But this is a super neat like tripod that literally it breaks down well and it extends really well. And I made a video on both of these tripods. But this comes in at around $25. There's a built-in Bluetooth remote that comes off as well, which is super nice. But I love how much it packs up and how sleek it is, because you know, if you go to Disneyland, they stop you because you got a tripod or something. You don't know what this is, but they might take this anyway because it looks like you might beat somebody. Nonetheless, smartphone tripods don't have to break the bank. Now, I'm gonna transition to the #1 underrated tech that makes filming videos honestly super convenient, and that is wireless remotes. Like legit. #1, you can get yourself a wireless remote for your camera, and this allows you to start and stop recording. Whether you're using a smartphone or an actual camera like we are using right now, I have the Sony wireless remote, but depending on your camera, you can get some for as low as $11, like the Amazon Basics one, or you can get like your branded, you know, name brand, whether it's Canon or Sony. And these have really made filming a lot more convenient and fun, as I can just start and stop recording. Now, if you have a newer Sony camera, like a ZV-E10, you just wanna make sure you get a Bluetooth enabled remote, and SmallRig makes one for about $22. And that would just connect perfectly to that camera, but just make sure that the remote you're getting is compatible with the camera you own. And speaking and continuing on wireless remotes, you can actually buy a remote that hooks up to any power source that you have. So if you have your lights plugged into an outlet, you can get a kit for around $30 that plugs into the outlet, plug your light into that adapter, and then now you can control on and off your lights, which is super nice. So you can just sit down, turn on your camera, turn on your lights, and get going. Super nice, right? So wireless remotes, super underrated tech that will make your filming a lot more convenient. Now, if you use a laptop to do most of your work, maybe you do Zoom calls, you do productivity tasks, or even live stream, you can actually turn your headphone jack into a mic jack. And this $9 splitter from Duckabell is super dope because you can literally plug it into the headphone jack of like your MacBook, and it has a TRRS tip on it, which is super nice. And this will allow me to plug in any microphone, yeah, you heard it, any microphone into my laptop, and then I can select this as my input. And what's also cool is because it is a splitter, you can still have a headphone jack. So if you wanted to monitor or maybe plug in, listen to headphones while you have your microphone plugged in, you can do so. But if you have a microphone laying around, you don't have to convert it or anything. This is your converter. Plug this right into the headphone jack, plug in your mic, and you're good to go. Pretty sweet for $9. The next piece of gear is this SmallRig clamp and friction arm kit that comes in about $13. And I think it's smart to have some of these kind of just in a drawer somewhere because you will probably need this. But we've used this for holding up cameras. We've used this for holding up lights. And it has a clamp that allows you to clamp on any kind of pole that you have going on and any traditional kind of screw. But you can also throw the quick release on something like this and then put your quick release plate on your camera, or put your quick release on a light and then pop on and off your light off of this. But this is just really nice, especially for a home office setup or a live stream setup. You can even put a mic on this if you just get the right adapter. But I think this is a really cool piece of gear to own just in your kit, as it's only $13 and you probably will find yourself using it at some point. Which is a perfect segue to talk about some rechargeable lights that you can mount on something like this, but you don't need to. Like this Ulanzi rechargeable light. I love that you can actually charge it, uses USB-C, and there's an on and off switch and you can change it. Some have RGB capabilities. This one in particular doesn't. But if you needed to, have a hair light or something, you could totally, mount this somewhere so it, provides some separation between you and the background. Or you could take a light like this and just splash it against the wall. A lot of times we take rechargeable lights and we throw them underneath plants or we throw them against the wall, and it kind of just gives the background a little bit of life. But for $10, this is insane. Now, if you want something that's kind of more like robust and kind of has a lot more features, this light right here comes in closer to $40 or so. Still a rechargeable light, and this one's RGB and it's pretty powerful as it has different modes. And so you could see how like cool this is. And imagine making like kind of videos and you just have a special light like this, in the background, or used to splash on whatever B-roll shot you're trying to get. But this also has regular daytime and warm temperatures, as well as modes like party mode. Sorry, this is probably like messing you up with this strobe. But then there's like disco mode and things like that. So getting a light like this is cool too, to just have in your kit. I love traveling with lights like this because if I'm in a hotel room, I could just plop it up and splash some light on my face, or just splash it behind me and create a cool light. But very inexpensive stuff. Again, everything down in the description below if you want to check it out. The next thing is an HDMI capture card. I think everybody who owns a camera should own one or two of these because these turn any camera into a webcam. So if you do Zoom calls, if you do live streams, if you want to record on your computer instead of into an SD card, this will allow you to do that with an HDMI cable and this plug right into your computer or laptop. You just want to make sure that your camera does have an HDMI out, and even more so has a clean HDMI out so it doesn't show any data and things like that. But most cameras do nowadays. And so just having something like this around to allow yourself to use a camera can really allow you to stand out on your video conference calls or live streams. Just something you should totally have in your kit. The next piece of tech is the Comica Link Flex. Now, hear me out. This is a super sweet piece of tech. This turns your XLR microphone into a 3.5 millimeter cable, and provides phantom power. And so typically in the past, and even I've done this, I would use a Zoom recorder to capture audio or even use the line out, then plug into a camera. But this device literally takes an XLR cable and allows you to plug it into a camera or into a smartphone, which is pretty dope. So if you were looking to start a podcast and you wanted to use your smartphone, or if you wanted to use a high quality XLR mic and plug straight into your camera so you don't have to sync the audio later in post, you can do so. You can also plug instruments into this thing. So if you do music, this is really cool. And this comes in 2 packages. There's a version that comes with 1 XLR input, and that one comes in at around $48. But as you can see, I have the one that has 2 XLR inputs, which I think is just nice to have for convenience, just in case. This comes in at around $78, $79. But this is just a super sweet piece of gear. There's also a headphone out, so if you wanna monitor your audio, you can go mono left and right, or you can do stereo, so they're both on the same track. But a super sweet piece of tech that sounds super cool. Now I got one more thing that I wanna share with you, but if you got value in this video so far, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're looking to level up your YouTube channel or even your presence using online video. We do that by sharing the best tips and tools on how to do so. So subscribe to Think Media. And we also have a Think Media podcast if you wanna go deeper on how to build a business. All that to say, the last thing I wanted to talk about is the Deity D4 Mini. This is probably my favorite mic right now because of the price and the sound quality it produces. It's a condenser mic, so it captures a very clean sound. And this mic comes in at around $40, and sometimes it's $50, sometimes it's discounted, it's $40, but let's just say it's $50. But for $50, you can't get a better sounding mic than this. And trust me, I've tried them all, and I go back to this mic. And this is the mic that I use in my YouTube studio. I have a very simple YouTube studio setup. I boom this mic right out of the shot so you don't see it. Then I run a cable all the way to my camera, and it sounds really good. And I actually break down my YouTube studio setup and how I use this mic. And if you wanna check out that video, you can check that out by clicking or tapping the screen, or check out another video from us here at Think Media. Can't wait to see you in a future one. Peace.